Hey everyone, my name's Natasha and I'm the founder of Unboxed. We're a company that's changing the narrative for women in the media. And today we are actually wrapping up a shoot with Rally Health. Now Rally Health is on a mission to put healthcare in the hands of its users, and it has a very special place in my heart because that's where I work. We've wrapped up a photo shoot and a video series with the amazing women that I work with. We are going to go behind the scenes of their stories, their lives, and the awesome work that they do here. So check it out.
Hi, I'm Zaire Patterson and I'm a software engineer here at Rally Health.
Hi, I'm Dimple Chera. I work as a senior data engineer at Rally Health.
My name is Priya Kate Cutts. I am a director of the project management office here at Rally. So I grew up in Pakistan, Lahore, Pakistan. Left there when I was about 18 years old. The first thing that I can remember wanting to be growing up was a lawyer, which is really weird because nobody in my family was a lawyer. But I was always really aware of like the judicial system in Pakistan because there's like this dichotomy between the Islamic law and the actual judicial system that Pakistan follows. So I was always really interested, and initially that is what I went to school for as well.
I grew up in Mumbai, India. I spent like most of my life there. Through college, I grew up in a joint family. So, I lived with my uncles, my aunts, my cousins. It was really fun growing up. We were 7 kids growing up. And all of us really motivated each other. So my elder brother, I have one brother, he was very instrumental in my career and the choices I made. I always wanted to become a dentist and my family was very encouraging of it. But because of my grades, I guess, we have an equivalent of SAT in India, and I didn't get through med school. I didn't get through a public med school, so I chose computer engineering as the next best thing for me.
I actually grew up here in San Francisco. I was raised by a single mother here. She's a nurse and we lived in San Francisco basically my whole life because I had a lot of creative people in my family that I wanted to be an artist. And some of my fondest memories are of my mom taking me to like the arts and crafts store on rainy days and her just allowing me to kind of like pick out anything art supplies that I wanted and play around with that. So yeah, it seemed like a natural progression for me to want to do something in the creative fields because my father was a photographer and my aunt was like a singer and actress. Yeah, my path into tech was not like straight at all. I remember it was like after I graduated, I went to UCLA and I studied art history, which is like vastly different from where I am now. And I remember as I graduating realizing like, oh, I don't think I have that many opportunities as I thought I would have. So then I started actually taking computer science classes. I took classes in Java, Swift, HTML, and CSS. But I was doing it like to be curious, and in those classes I felt like a lot of the people were doing it because they like knew they wanted to be computer science majors, and I was just coming from an art history background just seeing if I could do any of this stuff. And so it was kind of hard for me at that time. I ended up actually pursuing a different career route. It actually ended up like a few years later, my mom stumbled upon this flyer at Starbucks for a coding bootcamp called Tectonica, which is for like women and non-binary adults to help them get into tech and learn how to code. And I learned about that and immediately I started thinking back like, oh wow, like I used to want to do this. Maybe this would be a good opportunity to try to pursue this again. So I did that. It was a 6-month coding boot camp learning full stack JavaScript. And it was a really great experience. A lot of the barriers that I experienced before kind of like dropped away because here they like actually showed us like software engineers from like various backgrounds.
After engineering, I worked as a software engineer. I did some Java development for 2 years in Mumbai. Life in Mumbai is great, it's still great. There are some challenges that come with Mumbai, traffic, rain, all of that. So after 2 years, I kind of convinced my parents to let me go ahead and do my master's. So I moved to the States, I moved to Boston. I got my degree in information systems. So that was a graduate program. And then from Boston, I moved to SF for this job mainly. And I've been here for 4 years now. The ability to use your skills and actually impact lives it's pretty great. And having seen that change, I mean, when I got into it, yeah, okay, you're going to impact lives, but actually see that happen and see how we're changing people's life, I think it's quite empowering.
I went to school, like I said, for law initially, and so in Pakistan you have the British system. So I did my A-levels. You had 2 years of law during that, and then I left for college, and that was supposed to be my major. It was international business law, and I moved to California, and I started working for a German startup, and it was one of those moments of like there was no looking back. I was working for them over the summer. They made me a full-time offer, and I was like, yeah, this tech thing is really cool, because I hadn't really never thought about tech being a valid option, because the big dot-com boom had happened, but I was too young at that time to really know what that was. And then growing up in Pakistan, you were kind of expected to do like either you're a doctor, an engineer, civil engineer, or you're a lawyer, maybe an architect, but yeah. So I became a mom 11 months ago. He's almost a year old now, and I was on maternity leave for 5 months, and just coming back and learning how to do this brand new role of being this person that's responsible for this tiny human, as well as maintaining what my career is, right? That's been probably the biggest challenge I've ever faced in my life, just because I'm an extremely ambitious person. Anybody that knows me knows this about me. And I was really afraid, when I was coming back to work, having a baby, is that going to impede my ability to continue to be as ambitious as I am? And initially it was really hard. It's like the best thing in the world to become a mom. There's so much joy in it. But it's really hard to balance the two things. It's been a really big learning curve, but I've been really lucky that I work with a lot of people, men and women, that are parents and are extremely supportive, and I'm learning so much from women that have done this before, and I'm like, okay, so tell me more about how did you do this when your kid has an ear infection and you have this big VP presentation, right?
What I love about Rally is the culture. I think that it does a good job of having people from diverse backgrounds. And it also has a very welcoming environment. And I like that we do initiatives. We go out into the public and try to have fitness days where we kind of educate people about fitness. The Rally Engage platform, where we're actually helping people do things like catching up with their steps and reminding them of what doctor visits to kind of remember to check up on. And I think it's just a great way to have people take more ownership of their health and their wellness.
What I love about Rally was mostly the culture to start with, and it still hasn't changed. When I started off, we were a smaller company. Now we're a bigger company. We still function quite as a smaller company. People are really friendly, really approachable. It's a very positive kind of environment here. Everyone's trying to push each other to just grow. So I think that's what I enjoy the most about Rally.
What I love about Rally is the people. Like I mentioned, I've been here almost 5 years at this point. I've seen the company grow from 115 to over 1,500. And two things that have stayed really consistent is the culture that we have inculcated of pushing each other forward, being really collaborative, taking care of each other. Tech is a very intense environment, especially in the startup space. And people can often just get tunnel vision on what they need to be doing, and I think that's a culture we haven't really inculcated at Rally, which is so good. People really help each other out, and that's so important. I think we always, no matter what level you're at, and when you come back to what are we doing at Rally, everybody talks about the mission, and that to me has become really important over the years, that we're staying consistent with our messaging. This is what we're building. Our products are focused on that. And we're keeping this culture alive of just being collaborative and not getting lost in it's 1,500 people.